Started off his career late, didn't have a place to sleep, and despite having all the odds stacked against him, Impa Kasanganay turned his fate for good, leaving everyone inspired. The PFL World Champion now only needs to look back to see how far he has come from being homeless to earning $1 million paycheck. It wasn't an easy ride, but Impa Kasanganay made sure to never give up. His next stop is in Saudi Arabia in February 2024, looking to impress everyone from the Middle East in the inaugural PFL versus Bellator Champions event, bringing in all the hype to your screen. Light heavyweight champion Impa Kasanganay has plans to be the first man to beat Johnny Eblen and become the unified world champion. Find out what's in his mind as the American star joins exclusively on ES Fancast to talk about his next fight, MMA future with PFL, potential return to UFC, and more.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of ES Fancast. Now, this week, we are here with PFL World Champion, whose journey from rags to riches has been a source of inspiration to us and millions all over the world, from sleeping in his car to earning $1 million paycheck and becoming a world champion. Impa Kasanganay has seen both sides of life. Now, before he returns to the octagon February 24th against his opponent, Johnny Eblen, let's find out more about what's in his mind. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Mr. Impa, how are you?
Hello. Thank you so much for having me on. It's an honor, brother. Thanks for the introduction. I'm blessed to be here. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you, my friend. Well, over here at Essentially Sports, we're super stoked to have this conversation with you, and we're all rooting for you. We think 2024 is going to be your year. This is going to be your breakout year. You've already had some good years, but this is it.
Thank you so much. I believe so too, and then we're getting out and working towards it. So, I appreciate you, man. Y'all are very nice, and it's the year for sure. It's that year where I'm like, man, like walking around the clubs, coming together. I'm like, I've got the opportunities. I'm getting the fights, the work we've been putting in. It's cool. Like, life is so different, man. This is my 48th trip to Las Vegas, so. And like, I mean, I don't know how many times I've visualized coming here for fights or, opportunities, and like, now I get to sit here and speak with you and just talk about, talk about the journey and like, where God's brought me and all my trainers and training partners and families and encouraged me to do here. So I definitely believe this is the year, 2024, and we're going to kick it off right in Saudi Arabia in the next 7 weeks.
We're excited. Amen. This is going to be good. Well, we got some fun questions for you today. It's going to be light. It's going to be easy. This is not going to be a workout for your brain or your body. So you're good. And we know Beacon's sitting there, so make sure you give him a scratch for us, okay?
Yeah, I'm actually at my hand right with him right now at the airport. So he likes my hair. He's my guy.
Oh, I love it. Good boy. All right. Well, let's get after it. So the PFL is having a massive moment right now because PFL and Bellator coming together right there. It's the first of its kind. So what do you think about this crossover in Saudi Arabia?
Man, I think it's beautiful. It's like it's better than things like it's like when you're together, you can go far, right? And it's still divided and far in a sense. Like, I think that all these other organizations, if you look at fighting, if you look at boxing, people stuff, everybody wants to be separated. But if there's like a governing body of top promotions, right? And they're getting but it's okay. Getting to a better, getting the best fighters together. I think it's really elevating the standard. And you always want to copy major sports, right? But you don't put the best basketball players in different organizations. You put them all together. You put the best football players in the best organizations. You put everybody together the right way. And now they believe they're doing it. They're going that direction. But boxing, you see it falling apart sometimes because the best don't fight the best. Hey, PFL's going in the right direction, and for the crossover, for the promotion to, for PFL to acquire Bellator, man, I'm excited. Like, man, I've been praying for moments like this too. Beacon's barking for the first time today. That's fun to tell you.
He was a good boy on that flight. That's awesome. Well, good. Well,
amazing.
So it's
amazing.
I can't believe the PFL beat UFC on the way over to Saudi Arabia. How do you feel about MMA getting into the Middle East finally?
Also, it's funny you wouldn't say that. There's this quote by LeBron James that reminds me. He said, "The only record that can't be broken is being first." Right? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of funny. It's very simple when you think about it, but he's broken so many records, and he's like, I guess so. His records will be broken. Times will happen. There might be more fights, but nobody's ever done it before PFL, right? And the fact that we'll break it, right, to break out into the Middle East, to do that in a special place, man, I've had some cool moments where the Buckley fight was a catapulting time in my life. And to see what God's brought me now to go into a major fight against one of the better fighters in history, and I go claim this victory on the 24th, I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. And to be a part of that, for MMA, like for Don Davis, Pete May, Eduardo SFA, and John, all these people who are coming around making this happen, like, and leading from the front, like to be a part of it, to be a champion in this organization, to see it happen. Like I guess I don't understand the magnitude for me until like I sit back later on in life and maybe have kids and grandkids and like look at them like, that's a pretty cool moment that I gotta be a part of that at a time that could definitely be captured and recorded. Like I was thinking about the major fights like the Rumble in the Jungle when Muhammad Ali fought in my parents' country and how it inspired me. And now I pray that God uses this platform and that I get this opportunity to do something special myself, you know? So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited that it's coming out to the Middle East. And that's the first time I've actually been asked that question, so it kind of got me excited.
That's perfect. Perfect answer, my friend. Well, now with Johnny Eblen going over to the Middle East in Saudi Arabia, February 24th, everybody. That dude's undefeated. Have you spotted any flaws in his game? Can you tell us any secrets that you're going to exploit in the cage?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, well, I mean, it's in a sense, too, I think that's a cool question, and it's a way. Everybody has flaws in life. It's capitalizing on that flaws. Yeah, right. I do see parts of Johnny that I definitely, creating opportunities. But even if he didn't have any, I don't look for the person who has no flaws to beat. I look for the person who seems like they have money, right? And that's the more rewarding. That's the more rewarding task. And Johnny's a better fighter than many fighters that I've fought. You know, I would say he's the best, but he has many, many skills. I think he's undefeated record. He's done great work. Hey, that's awesome opportunity for me. So not to take away his I'm going to claim the victory. Yes, he'll be 14-1. I'll be 17-2, and I'll be moving forward and all that. But it's like, it doesn't take away from the fighter that he is. But I love it. I mean, I've heard people even reference him as like the perfect fighter. He can wrestle well, he can box well, he can kickbox well, decent. You know, he has IQ, he has a pace, he pushes. And I love that because, like, what Hunter wants to go after their next catch and not be working. If he can go catch a squirrel, right, low, but he catch that elk and you track it down and it's smart and it understands the wild. It understands the wild. It could be so much better. So I love that John is an excellent fighter. So I'm not necessarily going to fly, just where his strengths lie, nullify those, and dominate the fight.
People forget, MMA, it's a cerebral game. You got to outthink your opponent. You got to really get in the feel and the flow of things. You never know what's going to happen. Now you're getting into that middleweight division. That's where Johnny's at. Do you like light heavyweight better, or do you like that middleweight division?
Man, it's like, for me, it's like you put me in a fight, I'm ready. I'll fight anywhere from 170 to heavyweight. And it's because I know my body can do it. So for me, it's like, put me there, put the opponent in the cage, and I'm ready to go. Like, I'm one of those people, like, I'm not like, a weight class. I always tell people this. You're walking down the street, you're with somebody that you love, and like you're with your wife, your best friend, your girlfriend, your spouse, partner, whatever. And they push them. You're not gonna be like, hey, what weight class are you? Hey, what's this? And that's how I look at fights. I look at it like respect. I love 85. I mean, it's kind of like the introduction to my career. I think, it's like, you almost forget, like, oh yeah, he started 85. He's been here. And then the last fight at 85 knocked out Jared Good, and I'm so grateful. And it's like, man, like, what an awesome day. What an awesome time it's going to be. I'm looking forward to claiming this victory, the best version of myself. I like 85. It's different, like, the opportunity to cut weight, the opportunity to do different things, right? Like 205, no weight cut. 85, not much of a weight cut, but still it's there. 205 is great because I got my first title. So I'm just, it's like you're saying, which one's your favorite dog? I don't know.
No, you like them all. And there's different challenges for everything, like different breeds of dogs. By the way, what is Beacon? I couldn't tell.
Beacon's a Belgian Malinois. He's a Belgian Malinois. If I take him out of the airport, I feel like I'm going to get to him. Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. That's a fancy dog. I like that.
He is a dog himself. I love him.
I'm telling you, Instagram, he's going to be super famous coming up here in about 3 weeks. 3 weeks after you win this bad boy against Johnny Eblen for $1 million, by the way. The PFL system offering $1 million for its championship. How do you feel after winning that darn thing in the light heavyweight division?
Man, that's a loaded question, right? So it's like you look at your life, you talk about all this stuff in his car, this, life spiraled, man. Life spiraled. I was in a weird position, and I was like, when I think about it, I kind of pause too, because I'm like, man, like, it's like, how do I even start where I was at that time of my life? Like, you're doing well, you studied accounting, and all of a sudden you're just like, whoa, like, where is all the money going? Clients are not coming. You're like, God, I need you to come through. I will do whatever you say I need to do, but just let me show up. Let me fight. Nobody's taking fights.
Yeah.
And then to like see my parents, I can help them, help my family's life, my future family's life. And like, it was so much in that moment. It was like that first part of capital to really make like a major hold. Because I worked so much, I trained, but it's like everything you make, it feels like it's falling through your fingers and bleeding. And now it's like, hey man, I have something to hold on to. And I have something I can like reinvest in my career. I can take care of Deacon. I can hang out, you know, I see him play guitar too. So I have that.
That's an issue, isn't it?
Yeah, see, and it's like I want more. So it's like you don't stress, and it just also it challenges your discipline. Like for me, the first thought I had after the fight was like, man, I can get better. I know I'm a lot better than this. I know I can be better. So it honestly inspired me because I was like, well, if life got this good from the work that we put in, how much better will it be after we continue to work? You know, so that's what I love. And
well, I mean. Yeah, you've done it, my man. You've had a very difficult path to success, and you're there. Yeah, it said you were homeless at one particular point in your life, sleeping in your car, working through this. Now, through those tough times, that difficult phase, what kept you going?
My faith kept me going, man. I'm a Christian. I believe in God, and I love it. I tell people, I always say after every fight, my opportunity to tell you unconditionally loved, no matter what. Like whether you believe in God or not, that's on the person. But like it still holds true. Like you are unconditionally loved and you are free. So for me, it's just like, and I would say this, like, the reason I wear cowboy hats, you know, I lived on a farm for a little bit. I grew up in Okeechobee, Florida, partially, North Carolina, all that stuff, South Florida. But I've always inspired, like, you get up and you keep going. You keep working, you keep sowing the seeds, you keep taking care of the land, you keep stewarding. You don't complain about it, you don't cry about it, you don't ask for handouts, you just keep working. You ask for help, assistance in life. I think everybody should do that. I think men mess up and don't do that too much. Like I've had assistance in my life. I've had people been there for me. But then it was, you know, recommitting to discipline, focusing on my faith, and realizing that's what I'm meant to be here for. Take away everything else. I still had the gym. I still had some clients. I had an opportunity to rebuild. I just had to find the right accounting position to get back on the feet. And man, like, here we are.
Here you are. I can't believe you said a long time ago, you said you came here, or your father came here with $16 in the pocket. Mom works 17 hours a day. You know, I can't imagine that kind of life. And then all of a sudden, you're here. That has to drive you, thinking about your parents that way. And now you said you're able to provide for them a little bit. That's gotta be
I can help out. Oh my gosh, I can help out a little bit. It's like, you know, and just. And it's not done. You know, my goal is honestly to be, like I say, multi-trillionaire, multi-billionaire, like to keep building business, like get my MBA, get my PhD, keep building business up. Impa's Refinery, where I train clients, 2 levels checklist, a community venture, telling life in an artistic way. I want to use every single platform and, you know, furthering education to help my family and other people. Like they've done so much. Dad came here, $16 in his pocket. And funny enough, I went to the restaurant yesterday night with my family in Charlotte. In 1985, my dad moved to the United States. He's 24 years old. A week later, he didn't speak any English at all. Worked in this restaurant, Cajun food, helped build it. It's been around since 1985. 3 years later, my mom moved to the United States. They met later when she moved here. And he told her, he said, what did he say? He goes, the day he met her, he says, when I married her. And we go to that restaurant, you know, on special occasions and special moments.
Amazing. And
for me, it's like when I remembered yesterday, it really inspired me because I was like, man, like, what if you quit? What if him and my uncle quit? My uncle came out, my uncle became a partner with PricewaterhouseCoopers as a CPA and accountant, one of the bigger accounting firms in the world. You know, but like my dad said my dad was like the one like to sow the seed and like tie that. Then his brother was, and they're ones like bringing people over. So your family all over the world. And like, how could I quit? You know, like how could I go do something challenging? But like it's so hard when I look at their story and they're like, no, they blessed so many people based on what they did. So like it's like to say that I can help my family. It's like, they've given me so much. Like I've borrowed money, I've done this, you know. So it's like to say like I'm just kind of like I pray that I'm like able to give back even a fraction, but I believe that'll be so much more. That I want them to see. I want their lives to be like we never thought life could be this great. You know, although I say God pray for 120 years of health for every single one of us, and like the day that we go home to heaven, I pray that they're like I never thought life could be this great. I want them to just be like in homes and places and trips and helping people. My mom tells me that she's like, you can make all the money in the world, you can be a champion, you can do great work, you can be a professional athlete. But until you do something that, she's proud for sure, but she won't be as proud until I do something that's like for humanitarian effort, like, you know, like helping back in Congo, building wells, building schools, hospitals. She's like, I'd rather put more money into that and not buy a brand new course and take the same money and do this. And if you can afford both, great. It's just, there's always thing about people. She's like, don't forget, one, first, you're a Christian, second, you're a man, and that you should always like love on people. And so, like, you know, the goal's not, the job's not done for sure, but man, we're getting there, we're building, and I'm loving it, you know?
Well, they keep you humble. That's amazing. And it's very familiar sounding. Your dad was the first one. He planted the seeds here in America. He did the darn thing. And you're the first one going over to Saudi Arabia to start this thing off too. PFL getting in the Middle East. So this sounds like a very familiar roundabout kind of story, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's like so, you know, we say in Congo, like, there's a story about where they would cut the right hands off people in Congo. In the sea, they would say, like, when they cut the right hand off, like when the Belgians came, they say, the blood that drips from our wrist will be the seed of our ancestors that are going to fight for us one day. And I was looking at, like, you know, my parents fought for me one day. They blessed me to be the first ones to go on it. They're very, you know, adventurous. They're very fearless, and it's allowed me to go over to new places and be like, let's go. So, like, I guess I get that gene. I have that gene from them.
Fearlessness.
To be intrepid.
Yes.
Yeah. To be intrepid and to just go see new parts of the world. So wouldn't be here without them. So I'm grateful.
You and I got some things in common, my man. You got a couple degrees under your belt academically. So do I. I chose entertainment for no reason at all, for some reason, and you choose fighting. Now, what made you leave that comfortable, possible office desk life where we'd be fine, 9 to 5, you know, not worrying about next paycheck, and start beating up people? What made you want to do that?
Man, I've been called to do it. I swear, like, MMA's a dark place sometimes. Like, you see a lot of MMA's built off trash talking, putting people down, like negativity. Like, I don't want to be there. I just feel like God called me to be. I can connect with people in rough places. It's one of those things, like, if you go through something rough, right, I can always say, somebody asked me, how did you have the story? It's like, well, I just prayed to have a great life, do great things, but and be a light. But how could you be a light if you're only shining in the light? You won't know. So if you go through a dark place in your life, then you can be a light where that darkness is. So sometimes you have to go to that, you know, and it's kind of, you know, kind of looked at that. So for me, it was like, accounting is cool. Like, and I still do work with it. I'm still building, but I guess I'm starting to learn. It's like, I saw it on TV when I was a kid. I used to love reading about, like, warrior cultures. In the Bible, I love reading stories about the warriors. Right. I love reading anything about gladiators, like Zombie was. I mean, as a kid, I would, like, read different projects. But as a kid, I'd read about Muhammad Ali and all these different warriors. But even, like, to the Ottoman, Roman Empire, and, you know, Genghis Khan, and stuff like that just drew me. And I said, God, if I could be born another time, let me be born as a warrior or you know, as a gladiator. And then I thought, maybe, you know, maybe after college I go special ops and be a mercenary so I could help out people back in Congo. My brain was, like, always wrapping around as a kid, like, how can you use this, right? But use it in a good way. Don't use violence to hurt people, but use violence to help. And then, like, I didn't grow up playing sports. Sorry?
Oh, sorry. I was going to say mighty warrior under God. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yes, sir. Got it from my dad. He gave it to me. And it's like, I just, like, how do you use that? How do you use this violent skill set to one day help? So I was at the end of college and I was like, I don't want to do accounting like this. Right. So either go special ops is the idea, you know, and or, you know, commit to go special ops or go, you know, fight and use that platform. And I was like, I'm gonna take a fight, and then I'm gonna build here. And man, I was like, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. I could use this platform to help people. I'd meet guys who are in the military, I'd meet guys who are, you know, working in the government, and I could still help them from a different path. And when I meet so many different warriors in different ways, and it's okay, that's what I'm meant to do. And it's like, my heart is called to it. I'm deeply, like, drawn to it. I love the art, but I love people. I love Beacon, hanging out. You know, like, I love flowers. I love everything. So I think I want to show that you can be extremely violent. You can be extremely, like, lethal in a weapon. But you can also love people unconditionally. You can also be who you truly are and never have to understand. It's an art form that you tap deep into, and you never have to, like, hurt people negatively. You know.
Right. Exactly. No, the platform is what it's all about. Now, you've been doing this for about 5 years. 2019 is kind of when they say it started for you. Now, it's only been 5 years. Do you consider that an advantage, a disadvantage? And you've had a super fast rise compared to other people. So what do you think of that?
Man, I'll say this. I'm gifted to fight. I'm gifted to, you know, train hard and work hard. I'm not one of those people who's like, gonna ever act like I'm just lucky or I'm just talented. I'm gonna be talented for sure, which I'm grateful. So I won't, like, skip over it. Like, I get that it was a faster rise than most of people do for 5 years, 10 years, and they'll get their first shot. Like, I've been blessed, you know. UFC, Contender Series, Challenger Series, PFL title. I'm so grateful, and I never want to act like I did it on my own because I'm not self-made. So I recognize the blessing, and I want to steward it well. And that's what I realized. Like I knew I had this vintage, this intensity to work, and like I love working. Like I think my hobby is working. Like okay, how can I do this business? How can I do that? Like you ask Joanna, I'm like, oh, how do we win the offseason? How do I work so much? How do I build this? How do I just, and I can see seeds planted now that'll be a tree in 5 years that some people might not. So it's like, it just draws me to it. It draws me to it. So I would say it's that. And I was just like, have faith and work. And now we're here. But it's like, I don't seek validation from the fights, the world, like the people that I love and I come home to, people I respect. Like if I talk to you and like you respect me and I see you 5 years from now, we say, hey man, I remember that time we spoke online, you were at that Las Vegas airport and Beacon was chilling. Like I respect that more so than me just being the guy like cussing people out, yelling across the room, and then all of a sudden, I don't know about that guy. I don't want that kind of shine. I'd rather like that light, it's first a candle, then this, then it's a roaring blaze, and then it's just like all consuming, but like in a sense a very like seems uncontainable, like controlled fire. Like I want that to be this like doesn't matter where it is. You see that light.
We gotta get you in the studio. You got all sorts of beautiful art coming out of your mouth right now. Listen to you talking about burning bright. I love it.
Yeah. And that's what drives me. So it's like you say one title's this. Like I don't think that validates me. I don't think that So it makes me like it drives me to work harder. It drives me to work better. And like I want to. I'm here to change not my family's life for sure, my future family's life, and then so many other lives too.
Yeah. Well, you're on your way. I mean, you're 30 years old right now. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 30 years old. From our research, 30 to 35 is the peak of MMA prowess. You're in it. Like you just started it. You're gonna keep getting better and better. They want me to ask you, do you think you're at your peak? I know you're not at your peak because you're hungry like I am. So, do you think the next 5 years you're just going to keep getting better and better?
I believe so. Exponentially.
Yep.
It's a God, but that's in a way. Like God's going to keep blessing it. It's secretly blowing more. You can ask to imagine. Like I'm going to keep working for it. I'm going to keep training at it. I'm going to keep building, and I'm going to keep dominating some of these victories. I wouldn't do it without the people in my life. So we're going to keep doing it, as I say. I never say it's a team title. It's never an individual title. It's a team title. So these titles we keep claiming, these victories we keep claiming, like for sure. Like like my coaches always say, this is like the beginning of the beginning for me, and someone said this is the end of the beginning, but it's like, man, like there's so much more to claim, so many more victories, So like I'm excited. Yeah.
Well, I want to read a quote to you real quick. I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to read this quote. And who am I? I'm so grateful for everything. My dad came to this country with $16 in his pocket. Now I get to share $1 million with him. Thank God the UFC cut me so I could come to the PFL and dominate. You can't be sleeping in your you could be sleeping in your car one day, then a world champion the next. Now, who said that? I know this guy. Who said that?
I think I know that guy too.
Yeah.
Just Sunday time.
Was it? That's okay. I was wondering. I was gonna give you a new nickname, but they told me I was gonna call you The Rock because everybody messes up your name, Kasangany. But they told me The Rock is already taken apparently, so we can't call you that. So we got to come up with something else.
Yes, sir. The Congolese Cowboys into the mix.
There you go. I love it. Well, all right. So we have some videos that we want to show you. We've got some fan videos. You've inspired a lot of people. Joe Rogan was impressed with the way you conducted yourself after the loss in the UFC. And in a sport where trash talking sells, obviously you take the high road. How do you first, before we play the video, how in the world do you stay so humble and grounded? Is it the parents?
It's my parents. That's how my parents raised me. Like they still get on me, man. It's funny. I was walking in Charlotte till late at night, and like they keep me grounded. They're saying, you can't be out this late at night. That's because they love me so much. There's something you gotta be at the airport, or you gotta do like this. Like I know my place, and like I know, like I'm under God, I'm under my family. Like it doesn't matter how much money or how many titles or championships or victories I claim. Like I'm raised by them, and they raised my brother, sister, and I right. So like I want to honor them. Take away the money if it means that I disrespect them. Take away everything else. Like I'm not perfect. I'm never gonna be the perfect person. It's like I don't deserve the victory unless I don't deserve like all the attention and love that I get unless it's like, I honor God and my family, and I'll keep doing my best at that. So that keeps me grounded, and I realize like I'm no bigger than God, I'm no bigger than my parents, and my mom always tells me, she's like, I can still smack you. So I'm like, yes,
that's
man,
true. Mom pulls off the shoe and you have to start running. I know how it goes. So let's play a video for you right now. We want to play a video for you from one of your fans.
So hello, I'm Jonathan Logan with the Ray Athletic Club. I met Impa right after he finished college. Actually, his senior year, he started coming down and training with the gym. We're affiliated with Jimmo as well as the Ray Athletic Club, and we instantly hit it off. Started training together. Just one of the most unbelievable people I ever met in my entire life. And I'm thankful that God brought him into my life and me into his life. So he means the world to me. So thank you for asking me to do this. For the interview, let's talk about our discussions about life and progression and how God works in your life and how every challenge and every obstacle builds us into the next version, the next better version of ourselves. Let's talk about chicken wings and the front desk. Ask him about that. All right. Thank you again. I look forward to seeing the interview tomorrow. Thanks.
So what is this? What is this chicken wings? I'm hungry right now. What's going on?
Oh man, I mean, wow, y'all got me on that one. That's my mentor. That's my uncle. That's Jonathan Logan, man. It's okay. We're gonna be gone soon, buddy. Gosh, he changed my life. I was just texting him right before I got here. It's hilarious. Like, he absolutely changed my life. Like, discipline over motivation is what he taught me. He was at the gym, like you said, in Kasangany, North Carolina. We used to train and condition there as a team. And when I was living in North Carolina, I still go there. And even when I'm in town, I still go there. He's my family, right? And we'd sit down at the desk and I would journal and work his front desk, and he allowed me to get better opportunities. And he'd always challenge me, discipline over motivation. Discipline over failure, motivation can. You don't need it. And we would work and we would work and we would work and we would work and we would work. And man, like, my life has completely changed because of my life, and consistency. And he challenges me, he gets on me, he loves me. And it's like, that got me. I was not expecting that one. So we get these chicken wings from like this restaurant that used to be attached to the mill, and called Growlers. We were just talking about it the other day, and we were sitting and talk. And we said, man, like, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And now we're gonna be world champion day. We're gonna do this. We're gonna keep doing this. We're gonna be family always. And like, look where we are today. Like, it's just, I love him and his family, man. I love him and his family so much. That one got
Growlers. Gonna have to find that Growlers myself. Get some chicken wings sometimes when I'm down there.
Good.
So another personality whose journey has been very similar to yours, I think you know Francis Ngannou, who he's not made his PFL debut yet, but he has a fight scheduled against Anthony Joshua in March. So what do you think about Francis? Do you think he'll return to the MMA or extend his boxing career?
I think it'll be a simultaneous. He'll be one of extending his boxing career. I think he's gonna probably look for an MMA fight. I mean, why not? Maybe it'll be a major contract, or maybe it'll be something that he can do to change the direction of MMA. I'll call him out. I'll be honored. I want that. That's what I look forward to. Like, I want that battle. I want that. Go to walk the cage and get on that canvas with him. And take him out. I think with the Joshua fight, I think he's putting himself in a great position to just do better and better work. So like, I wouldn't be surprised too if he said this is the direction he wants to go. But I think he's done so much great work, so many battles, so many opportunities in and outside the cage. And I think that he actually has an opportunity. I mean, not actually. I believe that he's an opportunity to defend his victory versus Joshua. Right. When you see somebody who's gone through so much, people kind of miss that X factor, and it's hard to calculate. It's almost challenging to compute, right? You're like, oh well, he didn't do this, but when somebody's that determined and he's been deported, he's been this, he's worked in the mud, making bricks, then all of it, what's inside him is different, right? And it's what makes him so special, because climb the ranks. There's so many people with the story that didn't get to make it out, but he was determined and believed and had the faith. So I'm excited about that one, and I do believe he comes back to MMA, because I do take him as a person of his word. Said that he will. I think he's just waiting on the right time. I pray that that's the time with me, and
I think we got conversation. Just me, but I think we got a good shot at that. I do have another video for you if you've got a second here. I want to show you another video real quick. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's run that bad boy.
Hi, this is Emmanuel Kabongo right here in beautiful Los Angeles, California for the premiere of my film Sway at the Pan-African Film Festival. And thank you so much, Essentially Sports, for having me be part of this I just want to say to my brother Impa Kasanganay, I'm so proud of you and happy that you're thriving and that you're growing. And I'm proud that you're also a fellow Congolese brother. So thank you. To God be the glory. I just want to say, keep doing what you're doing, keep showing up, keep thriving, keep pouring out your heart, and and just letting that keep going, keep showing up. So if I had one question for you, it's this: how do you continue improving your time with God? How do you continue improving your relationship with God, and what keeps you going? So yeah, thank you. I'm proud of you, and thank you, Essentially Sports.
There you go.
Oh man, this is a touching interview. This is cool. Dang.
So how important is faith and religion in your journey? I already know the question, but
I never
or the answer, I'll say. How important is it? 10 out of 10, 1,000 out of 10.
No, faith is everything to me. Faith is everything. If I say 10 out of 10 to be alive, it's way more than that. Sorry, if you hear that beeping, I apologize.
Okay.
Faith for me is absolutely everything. Like, forget the Father, forget everything else, forget life. It's like more important than my living, because without God, I wouldn't be here. Without life, I wouldn't. Without Him breathing life into me and my family and guiding me, I don't know how I would have made it out the car. I wouldn't know how I would have made it out of, after the Buckley fight. I don't know how I would have made it, when my family lost everything when we were little. Or my parents, $16 apart. I've seen God's favor in my life, right? And for me, it's I also realized I don't even know how deep it goes. When Emmanuel asked me the question, it's there's so much more to discover. There's so much, let's also the words, you can read the same thing in the Bible, and it keeps going. And then it just allows me to love people, allows me to love myself, allows me to love, everything that's going on in my life without ever having to stress. I may have challenging times, but I realize it's always going to be all right. I realize it's going to be better than I could ask or imagine. I realize when God says no, it just means He has a better yes. I understand that I could step in the cage of anybody. I kneel before God. I could stand before anyone, and I realize that platform helps me encourage others through the way that I fight. Johnny Eblen, Memkov, Francis Ngannou, John Jones. It doesn't matter who, it doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter what fighter. Adesanya's, the Whitakers. It doesn't matter. Cross promotion, any fighter, I can step into any situation because I know who my God is. But it's not to put anybody down. It's not to put every opponent that I have, every opponent that I face. They say, like Shakespeare said, those who shed blood with me become my brother. And that's it. It's these are different warriors, different people on my path. It allows me to. It challenges me to keep myself in check when I'm falling short. It keeps me when I fall into different temptations, when I fall into different struggles and things like that in my own personal life. It allows me to stay in check and realize that is the ultimate standard. It allows me to to see maybe through things and say maybe these are the people I need to work with, these people I don't need to. And understanding that a better opportunity will come. Without my faith, I'd be absolutely nothing. Without my faith, I am nothing. Without God, I'm nothing. So it's people look at me and they give me this attention, they're excited about their story, but my story is not even written without God choosing to make me. It's they write, I said, you're this movie and you're the character that He put in it. You're this story that He's writing and you just happen to be part of the novel. And He just chose to let me be a character in it that does this. Because if it's not me, He'd use somebody else in a different way. If it's not me, He would use another thing. So for me, I look at it the position I'm in, it's only because of God, and I'm grateful. And it's I hear Him back there, and He's you better do it right. You better do it
That's
right.
right.
Bring you down. So
I got one more. I got one more serious question for you, and then we're gonna get to the quick fun stuff and take 5 minutes. And this is the last one, and this is the most important question I think, because this is what I aim for everything. People who are struggling right now, what advice do you have for them when they're struggling? They're down, they're in hell, wherever they are. What do you have for them?
Yeah, I say these two things. I say no trial lasts forever if you if you're struggling, and even if you make your bed in hell, God is with you. It's sometimes you think in your most dark, most painful, most hot, just disgusting times, you think nobody would love you. You're unconditionally loved, and you have to learn to love yourself and give yourself. Because when you love yourself enough, you will give yourself that discipline, and just remember that you have enough love to give because you're alive. So when you are going through those trials, understand that the trials build perseverance and endurance. And that whatever you're going through, if you can just stay the course and give yourself one more day, give yourself one more day. Like if you have nothing, when all you have is faith, that's a great thing. If you have nothing, you do have a choice to give yourself one more day. Because you have a choice to quit, you have a choice to give yourself one more day. And anytime you feel like you're that low, go for a walk, reset, and give yourself one more day, and realize that your best days are ahead of you.
That's right. That's perfect answer. Now let's have some fun. You nailed it, my friend. You just inspired thousands and millions of people. You didn't even know it. Good job. So you're a motorcycle rider, my friend. Have you ever been in a very dangerous, high-speed situation that you're like, whoops?
I know my mom's going to listen to this, but every birthday I ride as fast as I can. so I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I've had moments where I'm like, what I hit, like 130, and I'm flying.
Yeah.
And
I'm 2 weeks ago, you were 130.
Yeah, 35. Yeah, but I'm pushing. Yeah, I go as fast as I possibly can from one point to another, and then I fly. And of course, I see like something in the road, I'm like, have to get around it, or like, okay, I hope that car doesn't turn in right now. But I'm still here, so we're still alive. So
we're still here.
Yeah.
Is Beacon your only baby right now? Do you have any other dogs or cats or anything?
Beacon's my only baby, human and animal. Like that's it. No children, no kids.
Is this your first? Is this your first fur baby?
First baby.
I'm telling you, when I got my first dog, that changes everything. All of a sudden, you get better at life because you're caring for something else other than yourself, and it's wild. So Beacon's got a good ride ahead of him.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I tell you, like that's funny. I go to the airport. I'm like, okay, well, no, Beacon can't be around. He's barking. What's going on? I was like this. I'm like, all right, so make sure he has his food. I bought all this like extra travel stuff for him to be good. Like, they had this carrier option. Oh, sorry guys. So this carrier option right here, or another one. I was like, no, he needs the best one. Get it from the back. Get it from the back.
The best is the best. That's right.
I've made sure he's good. We have a new crate at home. I've been looking at different trainers online. Like I've been my friends have been talking about it. I'm like, we have a plan. He's gonna be right. And I'm like, how do you make him good? So I just I love this guy.
That's the way it goes, and you're going to get more and more, and it never stops. I tell you what. MMA GOAT, who's the best of all time, other than yourself?
John Jones.
John Jones. I knew you were going to say that. I was prepping questions yesterday. I was like, he's going to say John Jones. Yep. All right. NFL, who do you got on Sunday, Chiefs or the 49ers?
The 49ers or the Chiefs, they have Taylor Swift too?
They got Taylor.
They got Taylor.
Okay, all right. What's one thing that you would change about the MMA? What do you hate about the MMA?
Hate would be a strong word, but I mean, I wish every organization had cross-promotional fights, champions fight champions of every organization, and that every single strike was allowed, 12 to 6 elbows, kicks on the ground, head kicks. I wish it was like a full fight because you can see the beauty of what it actually is. I think you're missing out on the full scope of what it truly is because you want to make it safe. It's not a sport, it's a lifestyle. And of course, fighter pay. I believe that, what we bring into organizations, what the organizations are earning isn't necessarily a proper share of revenue. So it should be done properly, but it also should be able to teach fighters how to manage their money properly and create financial programs and like kind of the NFLPA does and other organizations that at least have the option available to help other young fighters to build themselves.
Well, you can start that. That's you, buddy.
Yeah.
That's you.
Okay. Yeah, challenge accepted, right? Don't talk about it, be about it, right?
There you go. Talk about it, be about it, baby. So after this is all over, in about 30 years, when you finally hang up the bag and everything, you're done with your MMA career when you're about 60 years old, I'm assuming. What are we going to do after? Are we going to do WWE? Are we going to do a little boxing? Are we going to do just finances, lay on a beach? What are you going to do?
Man, I'm going to continue what I'm building now. So, keep working in business. Like, my focus is to work at my MBA, my PhD. So I want to really, really understand and, master business from this real estate and all that. But I enjoy financial services. We're building Live Group right now. At Impa's refinery, training clients, want to help the next generation grow. Do a lot of humanitarian work, not strictly in Africa, not strictly in the United States, but across the world. Keep building the ministry. The ministry doesn't stop when I stop in the cage. And, keep telling people to commit to their adventure until the day that I die with Two Lobos Trek. I want to use that platform to absolutely, tell people, I use motorcycles, I use cars, I use nature, and I tell it in maybe more of I do my best to do it in an artistic way. like, I'll have my ranch and my life and like, have a beautiful family, and I want to be a great dad, great husband. And that'll be, the next steps. But whatever I can get into that can help my fellow neighbor and people around me and treat myself and my family, I'll do that. And like a big goal of mine is to be famous in my own home. I want my wife to know I love her, my family, and I want my kids to know that I love them. And that's like a major goal of mine. So whatever I can do now that can make it cool to them, that's what I'm looking towards.
There you go. Well, I got some poll questions that have been posted on. So essentially sports.com is streaming you live right now. I'm looking at it. You look beautiful, by the way. I look like a ghost. I got to fix my lighting next time. But we have poll questions on the side of the screen. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to ask you the question and then I'm going to tell you the result real quick. Okay. So which of the following motorbikes would Impa call his favorite? Is it the Triumph, Harley Davidson, or BMW? Triumph, right. I knew that one. So 57% of the people got that one right. What about, who do you think is the baddest MMA fighter of all time? Nate Diaz, Kimbo Slice, or Fedor Emelianenko?
Fedor Emelianenko.
Woo! All right, and 40%, baby. That was a tie for first. Yep. What do we got here? What do you think is the most satisfactory way of winning? Is it the knockout, the submission, or a win's a win?
Submission.
Oh, that's dark. I like that. 29%, baby. All right, 20. So the people said knockout. They're all glam and glory. Which of these light heavyweight fighters will intrigue Impa the most? Alex Pereira, Vadim Nemkov, or Brandon Vera?
Oh, that's a challenge. Pereira?
Alex, Vadim, or Brandon?
For Alex.
Okay, Alex is the right answer. It's no right answer.
I like that, man. Nemkov is solid too, but he went up.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to say Alex is there. Yeah.
Well, that's what they want to see. So who is the biggest superstar in the PFL though right now? Is it Jake Paul, Francis Ngannou, or Cedric?
Oh shoot, dang.
I know.
That's a good question. Let's say Cedric.
All right, I'll put it in there for you. Oh, tie for first. Yeah, Cedric and Francis are the number one. Okay.
Yeah, Cedric is blown up.
I like that. Ooh, this is a new one. Which championship fight can be the showstopper at PFL? Is it going to be you, Pereira versus? Is it Bader or Badair? I don't know that one.
Bader.
Pitbull.
Overall?
It'll be my fight. My fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 67% said yeah. You guys. Yeah. Everybody's looking forward to you guys.
Appreciate it.
All right. Ooh, this is a good one. I already know the answer. PFL. Is it a competitor now with the UFC?
It's overtaken the UFC for sure.
Yep. 50%. Everybody said. Yep. And then will Johnny Eblen be the toughest opponent for Impa? He has fought better opponents. Eblen will be the best. Fight night will speak.
The question is, will he be the? What was the question part? This question?
Oh, is he the toughest opponent for you, or have you already had the toughest opponent so far?
He won't be the toughest opponent, no.
That's right. They agree with you. All right. Well, let's move on to rapid fire questions because this thing just, holy smokes, they filled up the whole page with that. I don't want to waste your time on that. All right. Let's do the rapid fire questions and I'll get you out of here. I know your dog has to go potty. All right. All right. Beacon, here we go, buddy. If given a chance, which event would Impa take part in? Arm wrestle Arnold Schwarzenegger, one-on-one basketball with LeBron, or train with Mike Tyson?
Train with Mike Tyson.
Nice. During weight cuts, oh, by the way, we're doing a clock. Yeah, sorry. Weight cuts, burger and pizza, donuts, or nothing? Like, what do you miss?
Nothing.
I don't believe they have a huge.
All right. When you're getting fancy, going to the fight, are you wearing formals? You doing t-shirt and jeans, or just depends?
4 minutes. Swing back.
There you go. Who's the most stylish athlete? Conor, LeBron, or anyone else you can think of?
Also, I will also tell you that talk about that.
Oh God, I was just thinking about it.
Rapid fire. Who do we got? Conor, LeBron, anybody else?
We're gonna go LeBron.
All right. Here we go. Somebody's gonna play you in a movie. Is it gonna be Prime Idris or Prime Denzel?
Wow. Idris.
Oh, Idris.
I think Idris. All right. I got Idris.
Well, these are too good. We got to finish. These are too good. The clock's over. We failed miserably, but that's okay. These are too good. Who's the best promoter today for MMA? Is it Don Davis, Dana, or Chatri?
Don Davis.
All right. Don Davis. I like that. Songs, movies, any of them make you cry?
Remember the Titans?
Water makes you weak.
You lost watching Blood My Uniforms. You know Blood My Uniforms?
Oh my God. That's such a good movie. I love it. I love it. What do we got here? If you could only listen to one song or musician for the rest of your life other than me, who would it be?
Jimi Hendrix.
There you go. And do you listen to Taylor Swift?
I do.
Yep, I know. And this will probably be the most memorable Super Bowl of all time, I think. I'm not even going to ask number 10. My friend, you nailed it. Any parting words of wisdom?
Yeah. My dad always tells me this: you have more power when you're invited than when you invite yourself. So sometimes, if you feel like you're being rejected, it's putting you in a different direction. And whatever you get invited to, cultivate that, build that, grow that, and your best days are ahead.
I love it. Well, I'm going to close out, my friend. From myself, Hobart, and everybody at Essentially Sports, we want to thank the audience for tuning in. And Impa, we wish you good luck. Have a great flight, my friend. Please come back after the bout and celebrate with us. We want to hear all about the ins and outs of Saudi Arabia, the Middle East, everything. We want to know what Beacon's been up to. February 24th, guys, tune in. Saudi Arabia, the PFL is going to present Impa Kasanganay versus Johnny Eblen. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you so much for having me. God bless.